This new weather instrument system says there's always going to be a thunderstorm. Maybe it will be right today, but 53 degrees. It's 20 degrees warmer than yesterday at this time, Rex. What are you going to do? Are you going to jump up and down and run around? Yeah. We don't even need a jacket out this morning. Nice morning, isn't it? We'll get some pretty colors out there. Did you see the sunset yesterday? The sun pillar everybody was talking about. Those were ice crystals up in the sky, reflecting in fashion that just sent this orange pillar. So many people saw it. Thank you, Ross, for sharing from Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Ross, he's a pilot. I just see a plane going up over there. Thought of that. All right, so what are you doing this weekend? It's so warm, so nice out, isn't it? For now. You gonna mow the lawn? I am in search of the perfect tree. Who isn't in search of the perfect tree? It's that time of year. Oh, here's one. What do you think of this tree? Yeah, we just picked it up yesterday at Lowe's. Ha, 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 ha. There's another tree. I like that, Alberta spruce. We have the lights on it, kind of. I think I just felt the raindrop. That tree has to go. It takes two. Who wants to come over and help with the tree? No, seriously, though. We did pick out a tree yesterday, and it's going up this morning. Putting up a lot of trees this weekend. All right, so what's the weather doing? It's really not that funny. The wind is already gusting close to 60 miles an hour on top of Mount Mansfield, close to 90 miles per hour on Mount Washington. We haven't had a front this strong since way back 3 days ago. Not quite as many wind warnings in effect across the Northeast, but down East Maine, there is a high wind warning and a storm warning for gusts up to 60 miles an hour as this front comes through. So that'd be lower elevations. You kind of see the wind pressing down on the water here already. So the wind here on the north side of the hill comes down, and it's not that windy in my yard, but you can see that it's already gusting probably 25 or 30 out there over the water. But up in the sky, it is 50 miles an hour. There's just a serious front. Look at the temperature gradient. 60s in Kentucky and Tennessee, 50s here in eastern Massachusetts, and close to 10 below zero in Minnesota. And there's the first wind chill advisory that I've seen in northern Minnesota. There's probably been one already, but there's one this morning. That cold air crashing into the warm air. Low pressure system tracks to the north of New England. Heavy wind from the south is going to turn around, come in from the west this evening. And we get probably about a quarter to a half inch of rain in many spots with this front today. Slight chance of a thunderstorm. And the mountains probably socked in with fog and drizzle. Kind of surprised to see that at the start of the day there was not fog and drizzle yet. But so this is a rain situation all the way up into Quebec. And then it changes to some upslope snow. Not much, sort of like dust on the crust. If I were at Stowe skiing today, Hayride and Jake's are open. They were making snow like crazy on those two trails this week. And the snow guns come back on tonight. It is really cold air coming in. You saw that -8 there near International Falls. Anyhow, the temperature at the tops of the mountains tomorrow is going to be only in the teens. And there'll be some snowflakes, probably an inch or two of snow in the upslope areas. And the wind is going to relax pretty quickly tomorrow. So in southern New England, sun and clouds, maybe a passing flurry. In northern New England, a couple of passing snow showers tomorrow. Not a bad day. Monday looks good. High pressure comes in. It's a cold high, but it's going off to our south. And you know what I say, with those cold highs go off to the south, the wind comes around from the southwest and it warms up very quickly. And there's another front on Tuesday. We're getting two powerful fronts a week right now. That front on Tuesday does not look anywhere near as warm or as wet as the two that we're getting this week, although I did say that about this one at one time. So the front 2 days ago, very strong. Today's front, strong. Tuesday front, weaker. But the Tuesday front stalls. And we're going to have waves of energy coming in. And some of the guidance is producing ridiculous amounts of rainfall. The Euro, believe it or not, is not quite as wet as some of the other models, like the GFS. The Euro says 4 inches of rain in Maine in the time period when you add up today, probably less than a half today. But then on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe that front sinks off to the south. And then it's a really tough call after Wednesday, Thursday. Don't trust any of the forecasts, really. The euro has come in colder for next weekend than it did yesterday. Yesterday it had ridiculous amounts of warm air coming in next Sunday. Now it has it cold enough that the next front that's going to come in on Monday and Tuesday is going to be cold enough for a wintry mix. Here's the Warren, Vermont forecast. You see the warm air being replaced by colder air late in the week, and then the chance of snow or mix coming in next Sunday, Monday. But I have a tough time trying to even stomach what's going to happen a week from now. Oh, and just for the fun of it, let's look at the euro for next weekend over the Atlantic Ocean. 2 monster storms. Talk about very intense Greenland block. High pressure over Greenland, that's part of a high Greenland block, and just 2 massive storms with this incredible fetch from the east and northeast, from Europe to North America. That is wild. So wild things are happening in the atmosphere. That's why I can't really talk too much about the second half of the week, but I think we are going to stay fairly unsettled starting Tuesday into next weekend, and probably going from wet to white, if not wet to white to dry next weekend. All right, so more on the trees out here in the yard yesterday, picking up the old flagpole and in search of the perfect tree for outdoors and indoors. I know there was a lot more I wanted to talk about. We've passed 6 minutes though. Enjoy all this weather. Everyone got out the door this time. You leave it open for a second, they all want to go out. Watch the incoming clouds. Watch Tim pick up his broken pieces. And Steve just knows that the birds are up in this bush. Birds to watch? No, he hasn't caught a bird. He just knows they're there. And he always comes over, says hello to Bodie, sits right on Bodie's plaque, but can't look at the camera. Incoming clouds. There's our Saturday weather system. How much rain are we getting today? Wow, what a pretty sunset behind all those birch trees. Don't you think, Rex? Yeah. Oh, and there's the moon. What's it called this month? The cold moon? Near Jupiter, you think? Come here, Rex. What are you doing? Can anyone see a dog in there? Yellow maples. White birch. Wow. That's a pretty straight tree, don't you think? Rex, what do you think? You gonna go under or over that branch? Under or over? Oh, good one, Rex. So birch trees are known as the nursery of forests. When a forest goes away, the first trees to come in are birch trees, and they're also the first to go. They don't live very long, but they sure are pretty, aren't they? Just passing by, that's all. See a new flagpole. Birch isn't the only kind of tree we're getting tonight. Oh, that's perfect. I'll put it on the roof right now.